Loving God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you, my God, my strength, and my Redeemer. Amen. Amen. Time flies, doesn't it? It just flies. You know, it seems like just a couple of weeks ago, no, a couple of days ago, that Jesus was born. It just seems that way. And now he's 12 years old. His family traveled to Jerusalem, visited the temple, and then headed home with the other families, probably from the Galilee. And they assumed that he was playing, probably running around like normal 12-year-olds, with the other children from Nazareth. And after a while, maybe when they stopped for lunch or dinner, they went looking for him. And they discovered that he was not with the group. Now, those of you who are parents know what went on at this point. Where's my kid? What happened? Is he okay? So, they started tracing the path back. And you can just see it, right? Walking back along the path they had taken and stopping at various houses and checking. Did you see this boy? No, didn't see him. Go a little farther. Did you see this boy? They got all the way back to Jerusalem and checked in, I'm sure, with the place that they had stayed. Nope, we haven't seen him. Maybe they checked at the place where they had breakfast that morning. You know, the local IHOP. And not only had he not eaten pancakes, he had not been there. I guess it would have been Blinny. But anyway, he hadn't been there. So where's the next place to go? Well, let's go to the temple. You know, maybe he got lost and just figured we'd come looking for him there. And there he was. There he was. And he was sitting and talking with the teachers in the temple. Now, again, put on your parent hat. What do you do then? What is wrong with you? Didn't you know we were worried? You should have told us where you were going to be. And Jesus says, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. You should know. You should know. Centuries before, there was another young boy who served at the temple. And Samuel was also where he was supposed to be. His parents knew where he was. These boys knew it. They knew in their hearts where they were supposed to be. They felt the call of God. And they listened. And you know what? They not only listened, they understood. You know, again, if you have young people in your life, you know that the parental question, are you listening, is always answered, oh yeah. But sometimes, you know, it's not understood, right? They understood. And they acted on that understanding. They followed their calls. Their calls. Their calls by God. Now, how many of us are so blessed that we really clearly understand in our minds and in our hearts what we are called to do? How many of us really understand? Probably not many. Probably not. At least when we're young, we don't get it. We don't get it. Not at 12, and Samuel was apparently a bit younger than that, not at 9 or so. No, we don't get it. We listen to the call of our peers. We listen to the call of society. We listen to the call of money. And then we find something to do that answers those calls. Usually we find something to do that answers one of those calls. And then often, after a few years, we discovered that what we thought we were called to do or pushed to do does not make us very happy. Doesn't do it. We work hard to become successful, but then we find there's something missing. And so we try to fill that hole with something else. You know, we fill it with things. That's why the stores were so busy over the last few days. We fill it with things. We fill it with drugs. We fill it with food. We fill it with alcohol. We fill it with work. We fill it with social media. We fill ourselves up trying to feel better. What we don't do is stop to listen. Stop to look. Stop to think. Stop to pray. To find out what it is that we are really called to do. Right now. Right now. You know, when's the last time you stopped and really looked at your life? Most of us, it's been a long time ago, right? Are you living into your potential? Even people of my age need to think about that. Are you living into your potentials? And you know what? I don't mean that you necessarily need to run out today and text your boss and quit your job and go off and live in the desert and dedicate your life to God. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't need to become Samuel. You don't have to live your life in the church. But all of us, every single one of us, needs to occasionally look at how we spend our time and find something that makes us truly happy. And you know what? For most of us, it doesn't take a lot of looking. It really doesn't. You know, maybe we need to spend more time working in the garden. Okay? I think Ken and Arlene have figured that out. Maybe we need to write a little poetry. There are a couple of people here I know who do that. You know, maybe we need to find a place to volunteer, and I know several of you who do that. Maybe we need to, well, you know, fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. You know what it is. Because the point is that all of us, even you, need to look. Because even you are called to do something. You're called. And if we don't actively look for that call, then we sort of just float through life. We move from one thing to another, doing whatever seems right to do right then. And after a while, we may find that we've made a living. We may find that we've been busy, but that our life really has no meaning. We're not excited about our lives. And maybe we've wasted a good portion of that life that we've been given, that blessing that we've been given. Now, our family and friends, and even the greater society, may not see it that way. They may see our outward success in business or in family as making a meaningful life. But, you know, nobody else, nobody but you can truly understand what is meaningful for you. one who can get it. We need to take that meaning into ourselves and understand it. You know, some people find it early in life. Some people do. And they spend their entire lives filled with meaning. It's a wonderful thing. I suspect that Samuel did. We may wait until we've done what society demands. After we've made a career. And for some people even retired. And then we find that we're called to do something quite different. You know, some of us make changes very late in life. Some of us make changes several times during our lives. Finding those things that drive us. The important thing is that we explore. That we look at our lives. And that occasionally, all the way throughout life, we stop and think about who we are. Most of the people here at some point in life have said, okay, this is the way it worked for me. Oh my God, I'm a lesbian. Some of you guys didn't do that, I know.
I am too.
But we examine our lives. Or we said, you know, it's time for me to come out. Or we said, you know what? I'm living someplace that is not a good place for me. I need to go find that uncle and live with him. You know? We make changes. We make changes. We take time to find that thing that makes us happy. That makes us what we are called to be. And then all the other stuff that's going on in our lives is okay. You know? You can still pump gas. Nobody pumps gas anymore. You can still work inside the gas station there selling candy bars. And selling
Lottery
what?
tickets.
Lottery tickets, yeah. You know? You can still work in that big business. You know? You can still climb poles for the power company. You can do all of those things. As long as there's something in your life that makes you happy. That makes you happy. Because when we understand ourselves, we become happier followers of Christ. And we become happier members of society. And we become happier family members. And we become happier ourselves. And guess what? It spreads out. It spreads out. So at this time of the year, when the new year is around the corner, take a little time. Look at who you are. Look at what you're doing. Look around at the options. You know? And then take a first step. Just one step. Just one little thing that will take you closer to becoming what you need to be. I almost said what you want to be. No, what you need to be. What you need to be. So this week, you know, instead of writing New Year's resolutions, take a look at yourself. Find out what you need to be. And pray about it. But then the important thing is, act on it. Act on it. Amen?
Amen.